So I'm gonna open this video by saying this will not be like my usual content, but then again, I literally only have 5 videos, so. I wish to be in the timeline where the biggest women's football scandal this week would be the fact that literally all the USWNT changed their last names to their husbands. Heaps? Lindsay Heaps? Why would you do that? You have such a good nickname in the Great Huron, and you're throwing it away for a man with the last name Heaps? Also, I'm sorry, Sophia Smith is so much more memorable than Sophia Wilson. Did you learn nothing from Alex Morgan? Imagine if Morgan changed her last name to Carrasco on the back of her jersey. Not nearly as iconic. Obviously, they have the right to do what they want with their last name, but personally, if I was their marketing manager, I would be losing my goddamn mind. Okay, sorry for that rant. Anyways, if you clicked on this video, I assume you're at least partially aware of what Mapi León, the Barcelona feminine center-back, did in the La Liga F game against fellow Catalonian club Espanyol. If you don't, oh boy are you in for a ride. Obviously, this situation is an evolving one, so I'm going to be careful in exactly what I say. Last Sunday, Barcelona played Espanyol in a league game. Around the 15-minute mark, Daniela Caracas, a Colombian defender for Espanyol, was marking Mapi León, otherwise known as Maria León, during a set piece. As you can see in the video, they knock into each other, pretty common in defending, obviously. León then looks Caracas up and down. Caracas isn't even looking at her, and then it really looks like León touches Caracas inappropriately between her legs, around her private parts. I'm not going to show the part of where this happens in the video, but it's pretty clear. I do want to take a second, though, to clear something up, because there was misinformation spread, it seems like. It seemed at the time to Spanish speakers that after Mapi touches Caracas, she asks, "Tienes picha?" which translates to, "You have a penis?" ? Which obviously would be a pretty racist incident given the history of black female athletes historically being questioned for their sex. However, this was speculation and seems to have been shut down by the president of Espanyol Femení herself, but she says the assault on her player did happen. So back to the timeline, Espanyol put out a statement after the game. It reads, "In this game, there was an action that we consider unacceptable and that should not be overlooked." During the match, FC Barcelona player Maria Pilar León, whilst jostling with Daniela Caracas, made a gesture with her hand that violated the intimacy of our player. Although Caracas was unable to react at the time due to the impact of the situation, later, after assimilating what happened, she became aware of the seriousness of the gesture, but chose not to react angrily in order to avoid a disciplinary sanction that would harm the team. They go on to say that Caracas has received abuse on social media following the incident. Then, quote, "We have made the club's legal services available to our player in the event that she wishes to take legal action. So they will support the player in what she wants to do." So essentially the club says that what we think happened on camera did in fact happen. Barcelona put out a statement with Mapi León hours after the Espanyol statement came out. It really shouldn't have taken this long, and they handled this in the worst possible way. The statement hasn't translated from Catalan to English. Essentially, León denies that she touched the player like that, saying she touched her leg after Caracas bumps into her. León also says that she said "what's wrong with you" to Caracas, not what was speculated, which again is backed up by Espanyol. But that's where the similarities to the statements end and the statements get crazy. León has said she condemned the harassment Daniela is quote-unquote apparently receiving on social media, which has nothing to do with me. I'm sorry, this reads so insincere, oh my god. León goes on to say she has the right to take legal action against whoever tries to take advantage to harm her and continue to defame based on unfounded evidence? What? The thing is, León does have way more influence and legal power, which makes this sound like a threat. Again, I don't want to speculate, but if you maybe touched her there by accident, the first thing I would do is reach out to that person and profusely apologize, saying it was completely unintentional, and I'm sorry for the fact she feels violated. But now you have just put out the most condescending thing ever. Why are you including that she intentionally bumped into you in your statement? Why are you making yourself the victim here? Like Espanyol insinuated in their statement, they didn't file a complaint with the RFEF, but they would support Carrasco if she did. Reports did come out, though, that the RFEF may have done something right for once and is completing an investigative procedure, but then reports came out that they have actually already backed off, so I don't know what's going on there. Again, this is the Spanish Federation, which employed Rubiales and Jorge Vilda, the same ones that suppressed their own players. So, my hopes aren't high. After León's denial, Espanyol responded again, saying that the footage is crystal clear. According to The Guardian, the Liga F Barcelona and Espanyol have all asked for further footage of the incident. So this is most likely far from over. This is a really bad look for Spain, Liga F, and the RFEF, as this is in the shadow of the ongoing Rubiales sexual assault court case. If you want to know more about the Spanish women's national team history of the Federation, I would recommend The Kiss That Changed Spanish Football on Netflix. Now, before the incident on the field with Caracas happened, León was held to a pretty high moral standard. She's essentially the only real player of the Spanish national team that refused to go back, and one of the 3 from the original strike under Jorge Vilda's management that willingly stayed out of the World Cup and didn't break the strike. This is where I want to caution you that you don't know these players at all personally. They can look great in the media, interviews, even their actions can seem pretty activist, but you don't know them. You don't assume that they wouldn't do something because, again, you don't know them personally. I see people defending Mapi, and you don't know her. Personally, I don't understand why León wouldn't just apologize to Caracas if it was an accident or just really touching her leg, because obviously Caracas felt uncomfortable. The fact that León immediately went on the offensive with that statement, trying to shift the narrative to where she's the victim, doesn't really make it seem like León actually meant to touch Caracas' leg. Again, more information will probably come out, but Caracas and Espanyol have no reason to lie about it. The fact León hasn't apologized is a bad sign. Mata Torrejon was actually asked about it and said the team is calm, supporting our teammate because there are difficult times. The case is still up in the air. It's not a pleasant situation for anyone, but the team has shown her support. This reminds me of when Daniela Luco came out against the English national team coach Mark Sampson for making racist comments to her and another player. And then some of the white players defended the team, like being, oh, this is so hard for us. No one can judge us. We're stronger together. Like, what? Again, you are not the victim here. So I don't know where this will go, but I have seen people online, again, make it essentially into a stan culture issue, and I need people to take a step back. You don't know León personally. Wait until more is known. But it does look like what happened, and I think León should face punishment for it. This has no case in women's football, and some people will say, oh, it happens in men's football. Look what the Wolverhampton player did. That's not okay either. In sports, contact is made sometimes in unfortunate places, but this seemed pretty intentional. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'd really appreciate if you'd subscribe or comment suggestions for my videos in the future.